This afternoon at around 4:30 p.m., I received a phone call from a gentleman who was in another part of Brooklyn. I could hear the urgency in his voice. He asked if this was a Chabad house and if we were open, because he had left home that morning without putting on tefillin and was worried he wouldn't make it back to home before sunset. Baruch Hashem, I was able to connect him with a fellow Chabad rabbi who had recently moved just a few blocks away from where this man worked. They arranged to meet at his office at 5:30 p.m. so he could fulfill the mitzvah of putting on tefillin. The man was so relieved. He thanked me and we hung up. But at 5:20, he called me again, so anxious. The rabbi hadn't arrived yet. Where is he? I'm standing outside saving him a parking spot. He asked if he should jump into a car and rush to Crown Heights. I reassured him, it's only 5:20. The rabbi said 5:30. If he's not there by then, call me back. I guarantee you're going to get tefillin before the sunset. At 5:31, I called the rabbi. He answered his phone and he tells me, I'm with him right now. He's in the middle of davening. Now I hung up the phone and I felt a wave of joy. Not just because I helped someone. Not just because I'm part of the Lubavitcher Rebbe's army of shluchim around the world. I was moved by this man's deep commitment. His anxiety wasn't about missing a meeting or a deadline. It was about missing the mitzvah of tefillin. He cared so much. He called 10 minutes early, worried that the rabbi hadn't yet arrived. This week, we read Parshas Noach. The Torah portion opens up with the world that was so corrupt. It was filled with violence. Humanity had spiraled into moral chaos. The generation of the flood wasn't just sinful. They were indifferent. They had lost their moral compass, and with it, their sensitivity to right and wrong. But the Torah doesn't just tell us about destruction. It tells us about Noach, a man who walked with God as Holokim Ishalech Noach. In a world drowning in corruption, Noach stood firm. He wasn't loud. He was consistent, quiet, righteous. The Torah calls him a tzaddik. God had to start over. Hashem had to immerse the world in a mikveh of purifying floodwaters and begin civilization anew from Noach and his family. We often see evil and we feel despair. We think civilization is crumbling. But maybe the problem isn't that there's too much evil, although for sure there is. But it's that goodness is not amplified enough. The truth is, there are far more people who care, who live with integrity, who strive for kindness and holiness. This should give us hope. Even within our own Jewish community, we see headlines about fellow Jews behaving in ways that feel disconnected from Torah values. It's easy to despair. But stories like the one that I had today remind us the Jewish soul is alive. It's easy to worry. What's happening to us? Are we losing our way? But maybe it's just the opposite. So many Jews do care. So many are proud. So many won't let a day go by without putting on tefillin. In fact, I believe more Jews are connecting to our heritage now than ever before. Yes, of course, we can always improve, but we are eternally connected to Hashem. And therefore, for our own health and well-being, our Judaism cannot just be an intellectual pursuit or a ritual. It must be lived. It must be felt. It must be our identity. Let's amplify the good. Let's celebrate the mitzvot. Let's be proud of who we are. I wish you a good Shabbos.